I'm so excited to be on here with you guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, everybody, to our Breakfast Club call. My name is Pamela Pacheco, and I have the absolute honor, pleasure, and utmost gratitude of being your host on this beautiful Thursday morning. I remember when I first embarked upon entrepreneurship, it's going on 12 years. I was looking forward to these type of morning mentorship calls. Not only was I looking forward towards these type of morning mentorship calls because of the information I was going to receive, but I was looking forward to these type of morning mentorship calls because of the inspiration I was going to receive. I know garbage in is garbage out, and greatness in is greatness out. And our subconscious mind is open the most in the morning and at night. So kudos to each and every single one of you guys that decided to start your morning off with some fire this morning, with some positivity, with some greatness to set the tone for your day. So if you have been following along on our Breakfast Club call, last week we spoke about grace and a game plan, how to win the month with intention. The week before that, we spoke about fearless legacy. The week before that, we spoke about how having clarity breeds momentum. And if you're ever looking for our Breakfast Club calls, look on our Chosen Global YouTube page. And if you need the link, send me a DM. I'll be more than happy to send it to you. So today, I wanted to talk about a spirit of excellence. A lot of us just came back from our Amplified convention for our Travel and Lifestyle Club. And I believe that as we're going into this new month, and it's already May 8th, shout out to my brother. It is his birthday today, and my Theo Westcott. Happy birthday, Taurus Gangs. But I think that when we're talking about a spirit of excellence, it's not only something that can be applied in our businesses, it's something that can be applied in our life. And I think that to lead, you must be excellent. And this is not only something that can, like I said, be applicable in business. I think it can be applied in life. It can be applied in family. It can be applied in all of our 5 Fs, our faith, our fitness, our family, our fortune, our fun, in every single aspect. And when I think about, excellence, and when I think about leadership, and I think about just greatness, I think of one word only: an example. An example. And the reality is that not always, right, are we going to be the example that we want to be or that we ought to be. But I really think that when it comes to leadership, and shout out to Matt Morris, he said this a long time ago to me, one of my seven-figure mentors, and he said, leadership comes down to one word, and it's just an example. And when you think about excellence, excellence is not perfection, but it is a commitment to do things with intention, mastery, and consistency. And sometimes when we may get it confused, right? Because anybody like to do things correctly. Anybody always want to do things perfectly? Type of one in the chat if I'm talking to you. Where my perfectionist people, yes, okay, it's fine. It's too early in the morning. Y'all may not want to admit that. No worries. But we understand that when you realize, or you come to a point that you realize that excellence is not perfection, but a commitment to doing things right with intention, with mastery, and with consistency, you also understand that excellence is non-negotiable for leaders. Excellence is non-negotiable for those that are wanting to make a difference, for those that want to be the people that break generational curses, those that want to be the people that raise awareness, those that want to be the people that impact communities, that live high impact lives, that are the ones that are changing their family's financial blueprint, that are the ones that are the world changers, the innovators, the movers, the shakers. And excellence is really non-negotiable for leaders, especially in a distractive and competitive world. And today we live in the world where so many people, this thing, right? It weighs sometimes 1,000 pounds when you need to call, a prospect, or you need to call to close a deal, you need to call to close a contract. But man, does it not weigh thousands of pounds when we are doom scrolling. And if you've ever wanted to see how much of your attention your phone indeed has in doom scrolling, go on to your settings and check your screen time. Right? I don't know how it works for the green droid people, but for us Apple folks, right? You go to your settings and you can check your screen time and seeing where is your excellence being distracted at. And when we think about, and if you're taking notes, because note takers are history makers, a few things today. Number one, excellence builds trust. Excellence builds trust. So excellence answers questions before people even ask them. So, what does that mean exactly? Well, when people see how you show up consistently, prepared, polished, punctual, they don't wonder if you're serious. They know you are, right? And sometimes, if you're the person or you know somebody that shows up consistently, excellent execution leads to trust and opportunities. And I will tell you, I've had people that I've worked with as clients, as mentees, as just individuals, as business owners, as leaders, that because they showed up to a TV segment looking some type of way, because they showed up not only on time, but because they showed up as their highest and best self, they took a little extra time to dress how it is that they want to be addressed, right? I've had TV producers call me back and be like, hey, we want that person to just come on here regularly as an expert. So, anytime we have a topic that we think will be along their alley, we're going to shoot you an email. You don't even have to pitch us on that person. You don't even have to be the person advocating. And it just reminds me of not only in the life of PR and business and marketing, but it also reminds me in the world of business, period, in the world of people, period. If you show up consistently how you're supposed to, your gifts will make room for you, because you showing up with in a spirit of excellence, it's what's going to build trust. And the reality is that that opens up more opportunities than you can ever imagine. And the reality is also that in leadership, people are looking for certainty. People are looking for certainty. Excellence creates predictability, and people trust what it is that they can predict. So if you want people to follow you, they need to believe you're reliable, because excellence builds that belief. And if you guys are getting some value from this, type of V in the chat. I see you guys in the Zoom and the Facebook. Yes, yes, yes. I love it. I love it. Excellence is attractive. Number two, excellence is attractive. And why do I say that? Well, people are naturally drawn to greatness. Think about why people are drawn to top tier brands, athletes, artists. It's because they operate at a high level. And I will tell y'all, whether you even know who Kendrick Lamar is, you even know who Drake is. If you don't, it's okay. If you even know what the beef was, it doesn't matter, right? But let me tell y'all, do you understand the amount of not only, how attractive Kendrick became, but even the entire Super Bowl performance, right? Why? Because people are naturally drawn to greatness. People could not stop talking about the song. People could not stop talking about it, to the point that he won a Grammy. Why? Because it's people love something that is absolutely inspiring. And what that did was it created a frenzy. And maybe you're asking yourself, well, how can this relate to my business? How can this relate to my life? How can this relate to my career? How can I relate this to my faith and my family and my fitness and my fortune and my fun? And it's how asking yourself a few questions. How are you showing up online? Right? How are you showing up online? How are you showing up in your business? How are you showing up in your speech? Is it magnetic? Is it authentically you? Is it attractive? And you can also think about When was the last time somebody was drawn to you or actually drawn to your work simply because of how well you executed something? Simply because of how well you executed something. And the fact of the matter is that the more you show up and show out, the more you consistently are who you're supposed to be, who you aspire to be. It's not to say you're going to get it right every single time, but the more you consistently just show up and show out, your gifts are not only going to make room for you, right? People are going to start seeing you as the authority that you are. If you, the, when you get to that point that you know who you are and you know that you're showing up as your authentic self and you know you are showing up in a spirit of excellence, you don't ever have to beg for attention when you operate in excellence. People are naturally drawn to you without you chasing them. So ask yourself, how am I showing up every day? Is my excellence attractive? Is my excellence building trust in what it is that I am doing, in who it is that I am becoming, in the places that it is that I am showing up to? Here's number 3. If you want to be unforgettable, be exceptional. Be exceptional. My the reason why so many people that you hear this from that are just excellence, that their gifts make room for them, and the reason why I continuously get put in conversations when I'm not in there, that is just about greatness, it's because of how I show up. It's because of when I show up, I'm not showing up to show out, but I'm showing up in a spirit of excellence as my highest and best self. And reality is that I do want to have a lasting impression on people, because you don't set yourself apart by meeting the bare minimum. You just don't. You don't. Average does not make an impact. It blends in. And you always want to be that person that you're making an impact because you're going the extra mile. I remember the first time I ever heard my teacher say, and I probably was in grade school, and I remember somebody say, is like, oh, the extra mile is, the road less traveled, is, the all this stuff. And you hear this and you're just like, whatever. Like, I don't even like exercising. But as you get wiser and you get more mature, you realize exactly what they were talking about. You realize that going the extra mile, it is in the road less traveled, but it's the road less traveled, but it doesn't mean that it's the road less looked upon. It doesn't, because it's often the road that is less traveled, it is the road that more people are looking upon to see who are the people that are going to go the extra mile, to see who are the people that are kind when nobody is watching, to see who are the people that said, hey, excellence is who I am. Excellence is not what I do, it's who I am as well. Right? So I'm going to treat the waiter the same way that I treat the owner. So it's showing up in the spirit of excellence in every single aspect. It's going above and beyond. And there has been so many times that I have gone above and beyond, whether it's been with a mentee, whether it's been with a client, whether it's been with the person at church, whether it's been with a child that I'm mentoring, whether it's so many things. But because I did, it not only created a lasting impression, it also brought about more referrals. And it not only brought out more referrals, it more recommendations, right? All of these things, more doors open, more opportunities, all of these things, just because I decided to say, hey, I'm going to go a little bit above and beyond. I'm going to go the extra mile. So ask yourself is, how can I go the extra mile today? How can I be unforgettable in the places that I'm showing up to, in my family dynamic, in my fortune, whether that's my business, whether that's my career, in my fitness? How can I show up more unforgettable because I am being committed to excellence? And also asking yourself, It's as leaders, it's reminding yourself that those who consistently, the leaders that are remembered are the leaders who consistently exceed expectations. Are you exceeding expectations? And it's not so much doing sometimes busy work, it's doing productive work. It's doing kind work. It's doing things that are going to make a difference. Number 4, as we're wrapping this up, consistency of excellence creates legacy. So, consistency of excellence creates legacy. And you could say consistency of excellence creates legacy in my blank. It can be in your financial blueprint, it can be in your family, it can be in your business, in your career, in whatever it is. But the reality is that one-time greatness, it fades. Consistent excellence builds a reputation. So when we tie our mission or our movement, it's asking yourself, okay, well, what it is that I want to be remembered as? What do I want people to say when they mention my names in rooms that I'm not in? And it's also understanding that, yes, I want people to speak highly of me in rooms that I'm not in. Yes, my gifts are going to make room for you, but it's also knowing that legacy is not built in moments, but in momentum. True leadership is not about you just rising once. It's about staying excellent long enough to leave a mark. So when you're taking inventory and you're asking yourself, well, how is it that I'm showing up as excellence? How is it that I'm showing up as my highest and best self? And you can do an excellence audit on how you're showing up in your business, on how you're showing up in your brand, on how you're showing up in your career, on how you're showing up in your faith, on how you're showing up in your family, in your fitness, in your fortune, which is your business, your brand, your career, in your fun. Do an excellence audit. And sometimes, and I know this might be a little scary to do, sometimes you want to ask other people. Yes, on a 1 to 5, how would you rate me in this category? The people closest to you. Because what excellence looks like in your life this week may be very different from how excellence looked like in your life a month ago, a week ago, a year from now. So inspecting what it is that you expect, but it's also knowing that, yes, like we said from the beginning, to lead, you must be excellent. Excellence builds trust. And when you're thinking about people that want to follow you, if people want to follow you, they need to believe that you're reliable, because yes, excellence builds that belief. So how are you building that trust? How are you building that rapport? And somebody may say, well, Pam, I just met this person and I don't really know, they don't know me because they don't know me yet enough to trust me, but people do business with people they know, like, and trust. So if they don't know you enough to trust you yet, but if they like you and you can actually build a genuine relationship with them and they can see who you really are, it's, again, people are not going to follow you because they're going to follow you. They're going to believe that you're reliable, because excellence is what builds that belief. So yes, excellence is attractive, because when you operate in excellence, you don't have to beg for attention. People are naturally drawn to you without you chasing them. So it's dressing how it is that you want to be addressed. It's showing up as your highest and best self. It's smiling, right? It's what is identifying you? What are you leaving people with? How are you making people feel when you leave the room? How is it that people are remembering you? What do you want people's impression to be? What do you want people's not only impression to be, but what do you want their takeaway to be after experiencing you? And yes, excellence is attractive not only in person, but as you show up on your digital blueprint as well, right? How are you showing up online? It absolutely matters. And if you want to be unforgettable, be exceptional. Leaders who are remembered are those who consistently exceed expectations. And last, but certainly not least, consistency of excellence is what creates legacy. True leadership is not just about rising once, it's about staying excellent long enough to leave a mark. As always, it is my honor, pleasure, and privilege to serve you. Breakfast has been served. And again, I ask yourself, what does excellence look like in your life this week? And write an audit and tag me on it. Always looking forward to all of your feedback. Blessings on blessings, guys. Great day. God bless.